All right, Math and Mr. Williams, example one, using the square of a binomial pattern. Find each product. All right, so since we see this binomial is squared, what we're going to do is we're going to use the pattern to multiply it out. So we're going to say have 3x, and we're going to square it, plus 2 times each of the terms inside, plus we're going to square the last term. All right, so 3 squared just means 3 times 3, which would be 9. And then we bring the x square in. Plus, let's multiply all the whole numbers in the second part here. So we have 2 times 3 times 4, which should get us 24. And then just x. And lastly, we have 4 times 4, which would give us 16. So our final answer for A would be 9x squared plus 24x plus 16. All right, on to the second one. We have the binomial being squared again, but this time there is a minus sign between the two terms. So that changes the pattern just a little bit. So the pattern says we need to go ahead and square the first term. All right, and then we're going to this time subtract 2 times each of these terms. All right, and then we just add the squaring of the last term. All right, so 5 times 5 up front would be 25. X squared would be just x squared. Minus, let's multiply the whole numbers here, so 2 times 5 times 2, which would get us 20. And then we have 1x, but we also have 1y. And then lastly, we have plus. 2 times 2 is 4, and then we have a y squared. So our final answer would be 25x squared minus 20xy plus 4y squared. Math and Mr. Williams, example 2, using the sum and difference pattern. So we have two binomials. We can see that the first binomial has a t plus 5, and the second one has t minus 5, basically opposites with a 5. So I'm going to go ahead and prove our pattern by using the FOIL method here. So we have t times t, and then t times a negative 5. All right, and then we're going to take the 5, we're going to multiply it to the t, and then to the negative 5. All right, so we have t times t is t squared, plus negative 5 times t is a negative 5t, plus a positive 5t, plus 5 times a negative 5 is a negative 25. All right, let's combine our like terms here. So we see that a negative 5t and a positive 5t, that's going to cancel out, giving us a 0. Bring everything else down. And let's go ahead and simplify it. So we have t squared minus 25 as our answer. Now, if we just follow the pattern says because these are opposites for the second part of each of the binomials, what we're going to do is we just have to square the first term because they're the same, and then we're going to put a minus because a positive and negative will end up giving us a negative when we multiply, and then we square the second part. So then we have t squared minus 25 is our answer. Now you can quickly see, knowing the pattern actually makes things a little quicker and there's less work. So we can see in the second one they both have a 3x, but then we can see they have this plus y and minus y. Okay, so there's our pattern again. So what we need to do is we need to square the first term, and because those are positive and a negative, we're going to subtract, and we square the second term. So we have 3 times 3 is 9x squared minus y squared as our answer. And you can quickly see that is a lot less work if you know what the pattern is.